Hello, I'm Dr. Debbie, and I'm here to help. Of course, I can't help everyone with everything, but I can help some people with some very important things like love and marriage. Over the past 2 decades, I've come to realize that women have been given so much misinformation about men. Sometimes it's hard to help women understand that so much of what they've learned just isn't true. Unfortunately, we've been operating on assumptions about who men are for centuries. When a woman looks to me for help with her marriage, I tell her the truth about her husband's experience in the marriage. At that point, I know there's a good chance she could get really angry with me. She's been trying so hard for so long and she's read so much. She's used every tool in the book to try to figure out how to make her marriage work. I know, I've been there. I've done it myself, and it didn't work. 99% of the information that we have about marriage is so incredibly incomplete. When women get incomplete information, we fill in the blanks with what we already know, even if what we know isn't correct. Consequently, she tries to assimilate what I'm saying into her current knowledge bank. But if she wants to turn a marriage around, she'll have to do a complete paradigm shift. She'll have to do a complete mindset change. Now, that's really hard for anyone to do, really hard, because we all build our world around what we know. When you get a bunch of information that doesn't fit with what you've believed all along, you experience cognitive dissonance, and resistance is natural. Will Rogers was one of my all-time favorite authors and entertainers, and my favorite quote from him is, "It's not what we don't know that's the problem, it's what we do know that ain't so." But helping a woman change her mindset, again, it's really hard. In the initial phase, she's desperate to see something change in her marriage. She looks at everything as cause and effect. If I do this, then he has to do that. If I behave this way, then he has to meet my need. But it doesn't work that way. That's kind of like learning how to play chopsticks on the piano and thinking that you're ready to play classical music and to do it beautifully. Imagine Beethoven's choral fantasy. Such a beautiful piece of music that's very intricate. That's what we really want to have in our relationship. We want it to flow, the melody beautifully intertwined. But we play chopsticks and expect him to pick up the rest of it. You can't do it with a cause and effect mindset. Instead, you have to study the music, choreographing the dance between you. What model are you using for the dance you want to experience? What's your part in the dance? What's his part? Be brave. Be confident. Start by showing up, being fully present and comfortable in your own feminine identity, respecting your husband and being aware of his emotional needs, not just yours. I remember one woman who thought she understood the concept that women need to be loved and men need to be respected. It's a popular concept that's often promoted but not clearly explained. She tried it out on her husband. The next time he said to her, "I love you," she responded, "I respect you." He laughed because that's not how it works. You can't just say, "I respect you." Respect is a way of being, the way you act towards him. Respect has to be carried out. In saying, "I respect you," she was going for cause and effect. She was trying to play a note, expecting that he would complete the last part of the melody. He laughed because it was comical, because that's not how it works. Her words weren't romantic. Instead, she needed to learn how to show her respect for her husband, to give him her attention, care about what he had to offer. Her actions, not her words, would drive it home for him. She needed to practice and build her understanding and confidence to have an impact. As it was, it sounded like straightforward manipulation. Just so you know, manipulation will always backfire. When you don't have confidence in who you are as a feminine human being, as the female of the species, you can be tempted to manipulate, trying to get him to do what you want him to do. Or you could turn into a doormat. I know I spent several years feeling very much like a doormat. I was so terrified of losing my husband that I lost who I was. However, I did finally learn to say, wait a minute, I don't have to lose who I am. I must bring who I am to the relationship. At the same time, I love and respect who he is. That's just so critical for all of us. And that's my dream for you. I really want to see that happen for you. If you'd like to learn more about the psychology of men and marriage, you can enroll in my free classes at drdebbiesmith.com. And remember, I'm here to help.